So recently I've been having this problem where I feel like I'm losing a lot of fights and I really haven't been sure why that's been happening. So one of the things I noticed I've been having a problem with is like I feel like I've been dying in situations where maybe I shouldn't be dying or like I'm dying too soon. And I was thinking like, well, um maybe that's because it's like bad positioning or bad timing, and I think that could be some of the reason. But I think I have this like need almost to like every time I engage in a duel, I feel like I have to win the duel immediately. So I don't like give myself a chance to fight properly. That's kind of this theory I've been going around in my head, or I don't know if it's a theory. It's just kind of what I'm calling it. Where if I don't give myself a proper chance to fight, meaning if I don't set myself up for um, the best positions and the best timing and the best like even like counter strafing or anything like that, if I fail on any one of those, I feel like I'm just gonna go into the fight and lose most of the time. I think it's like a normal thing, but I think what I don't realize is as it's happening in the fight, um, this kill was stupid. Like I don't know why I'm. See, this is kind of like a scenario that I'm talking about. This is kind of like a random throwaway scenario though, because I don't really even mean it for this fight, but like I start fighting this guy, and I think this fight's fine to take, but the problem is that I decide to drop. I drop on purpose, and because I kind of wanted to throw off his aim. I think what ended up happening is that I just overcommit to my spray, and I just end up dying. And that's something I notice like a lot that happens with my fights. Like I think it's usually a problem whenever I hold an angle, especially because I'll try and you know I'll try and go for the head if they're swinging, right? Go for the head, and then when I miss, what ends up happening is I try and spray down the rest of their swing, and I end up just missing completely. I think there's a moment where that happens in this game. I think if I can show you, if I can figure out where it is. Where am I? I'm dead in this round. Hold on. Actually, I think this is we're CT side when this happens, I believe. Nope. Yeah, it's right here. And it's just like that couldn't have been the worst. Okay, so it's very very normal position. There was three of us. One was mid. I smoked off short. I was about to go short, but then teammate on B says somebody's like their B or whatever. So I start rushing over. I heard one tunnel. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I'm making sure because they also threw a smoke. I'm making sure to see what's going on. So I go. He's got op. I flash behind him, and they're already out. Like I should have flashed way earlier. I should have already been in that position. He dies, and my flash works on this guy. I technically have like all the time in the world to just swing easily and track him and just line up my shot and kill him. But I just have this, like, I just shoot way too fast for some reason. I just don't know why. Like, it's like I'm freaking out. Like, as soon as I see him, I just immediately start to shoot. Like, when I flick to him, I notice, okay, there he is. And I start shooting him in the air, but I can't control the spray from when he lands because, like, these two shots here, I kind of thought he was going to still go forward instead of just, like, tracking him and then paying attention. And then when he stops there, I try and readjust, and that's why those bullets miss. Like I'm too fidgety, unfortunately, with my aim there, because it's like I'm not giving my chance to like take a second and just shoot the guy. And I know it's like kind of hard to say. Like, I didn't want them to have sight. I wanted to get like a trade. I wanted to capitalize off of the flash, and you kind of want to get the kill as fast as possible, so that way I can then, like, if I eliminate this guy, then it's a 2v1, and that's even better. Or sorry, no, it's a 2v2 at that point. And if I can kill this guy, which I didn't know he was a little low, then like maybe that would have been more advantageous. We would have had bomb and stuff. And you know how it goes. It's like you're in this position where I get the kill. If I get the kill, I make impact. I can win the round. Like, you know, that's what it takes. Especially since my teammate just died. I got to do something. And I just don't get the trade. I just don't do anything. I just die like an idiot because I'm just too frantic with my aim. That was a stupid smoke. I don't know if they threw that for a molly or whatever, but the molly never came. That's so frustrating. I think part of it was that you can say, well, my recoil control's bad there, but I don't think it was because my recoil control is just bad in general. I think it's because I'm, like I said, I'm trying to account for like him moving, and that's my fault. But even here, it's like you see what I do is I run in and I start shooting. I crouch immediately. I think that's part of the problem, is that I'm so committed to this one fight that all this guy has to do is swing me and kill me. So I'm not really doing anything. I'm just thinking about kill fast now, and that's it. So even if I had gotten this kill, that guy would have killed me immediately, probably. So, and that's a lot of situations I find myself in where I'm just not really doing anything worthwhile at all. Here's another situation. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I forgot this was here, otherwise I would have brought it up. I know there's a guy here, and I know there's like people here in general. And I know I heard him shooting earlier, I think. And he swings. Now I miss him. And I'm moving and I'm shooting and I'm crouched and I'm trying to commit to the spray. I didn't hit that guy once. And just end up dying for it. And it's just stupid that happens. You know, I also put myself in this position where, you know, I'm coming from A. Let me make it faster. I'm coming from A. My teammate's there. I'm here. I could be right here, and that would be fine. I don't know why I start to swing out. I think I just wanted to look and see what was there. But I start to swing out crouched, and I'm just playing at a disadvantage, essentially, because me crouched with an AK, unless I get him, you know, first few shots, unless I track him well or whatever, that he's going to have kind of a better advantage over me just because he can jump with the MAC-10. Like, if he had jumped, and, like, let's say I was a good aimer in this situation, if he jumped, like, I don't know that I would have got him immediately, you know? Like, he could have dinked me, he could have double headshot me or something even. So, I actively put myself in a disadvantage there. And that's kind of what I've been realizing is, like, I'm not giving myself a chance to, not just position, because I guess that was bad positioning there, but just, like, take a breath and aim properly. I remember watching Nothing, and he was talking about how anytime you play DM or whatever, it's good if you, like, take a second and just, like, take as long as possible to shoot a guy, just to see how long it takes, like, for them to, like, mess up or whatever, just to see how long a fight actually takes, because you realize, like, you have a lot more time in a fight than you realize. And I didn't realize that, you know, but the more I started to do it, the more I realized I could be calmer, I can take my time and stuff, and I just gotten into this bad habit, I guess, where I'm too reactive, I freak out too much, and then I feel this need. I have to immediately get the kill. I think part of that is because when I've been playing a lot of comp games, this is a premiere match. But when I've been playing a lot of comp games, it feels like I'm also at low level. It feels like I have to constantly like entry frag, and at low levels when you're an entry fragger, it's like a terribly hard experience because you can entry frag, but then none of your teammates will trade you, or none of your teammates will even follow behind you. You can be on A and then, you can try and execute A side of Mirage if you want to, but nobody throws any util for the execution, and it's just you running out ramp, you pre-firing triple and default, and then, you know, maybe you get shot by a guy from stairs or whatever, but then all of your teammates are still on T ramp. Like, that's what it could come down to. Because they're all too afraid to enter. They're all afraid to do anything. And then meanwhile, they see one player, CT see one player, then everybody rotates to everybody rotates to A. And so now your whole entire team is playing at a man disadvantage on a site where there could have only been 2 people there, and now there's not. But that was a terrible that was a terrible flash. I forgot to first off, I threw it in front of him. I meant to throw it behind. I guess I didn't throw behind him at all. And I blinded my teammate. I didn't tell him where it was going to go either, so dang, that's funny. Oh, that's so sad. Let's watch from his POV. Yeah. Dang, that sucks. Anyway. But what I kind of been noticing in general, it's like I need to, not only when I entry frag or whatever in these low elo lobbies, like I feel like I also have this problem where I want to play like Donk, I guess, because I watch too much, you know, like pro CS play, and so I get put in this position where I'm like, well, this is the correct way to do it, but even if it's the correct way to do it, it doesn't mean that I can execute the correct way to do it. And I keep running into that problem. So what I have been trying to do is I've been trying to like disengage in a fight if it doesn't go successful with my first like few shots or whatever. I'm trying my hardest not to overcommit and just like crouch and spray and move and stuff. It's almost like I'm playing a game of red light, green light with myself, where I go, okay, green light, here he is, let me shoot at him. Red light, I missed, let me back away. Green light, let me peek at a different timing, different position, you know. I can't believe that guy didn't shoot me. Yay. See, even there, it's like I peek the guy from the same angle, and this guy knows like where I'm peeking from. And if this was a headshot, I would have died. But I just kind of got lucky there. Also, if he had like any other gun besides a scout, I would have been dead. So that actually reminds me of what made me think of this, because there'll be some times where the scout, like I watched Dima Wallhacks, he has this video in CSGO where I think it's him getting global elite with the scout, I think. And when I watched that video, it was a while ago. I don't know if it was when it came out, but I just remember thinking, wow, he like shoots and then he like runs and then he like takes the fight again at a different time. And I know that's like very basic CS, but what I was just thinking in that moment was just like, he's really making that one peek, that one shot really count, and he's never putting himself in a disadvantage when he uses the scout. He's all, whoa, what was that? That was weird. He's always just like, okay, let me shoot. Did this work? No. Okay, let me try again. Let me do this. Let me do that. Whatever. Right? And it's funny because whenever I play with a scout or whenever I play with a deagle, that's the attitude I take. But the problem is that like I don't I don't end up actually realizing that I can do the same exact thing with any other gun. I don't have to commit differently with different guns. I can like try and, okay, shoot with the AK, that didn't work, let me run away, because if I run away, like if I'm holding a sight or whatever, I can be like, okay, let me reposition. Maybe I can get a better does he win this fight? I don't even remember this. No, he does not. Never mind. It's like, oh, let me get this fight. Let me, you know what? I failed that. Let me reposition. You know, let me back up. Let me see if my team can get closer to me. Let's see if we can play retake, you know, because that can mean a lot of different things. Like if I hold on to my life at that moment, if I can't play for the kill, then I should play for like holding on to my life and playing for retake, because that's just as valuable. Because I could have util that can help retake the site. I can have a kit. I can have a better weapon, you know, that maybe none of my teammates have. And if I just die on site with all that stuff, then that just gets lost. Even if it's like a full buy round or whatever for both teams, and maybe that stuff doesn't necessarily matter. You know, I guess it's like you never know what can really make the difference at that point, but I just don't want to be in a situation where, I guess like I don't get a kill and then they take sight and I die at the same time, because then it's like, well, I did nothing. Like I made absolutely no impact in that round, whereas I could just back up and be like, okay, we try and play for retake, and then we could actually win and maybe have man advantage. Because, you know, if I do lose that fight, I'm basically giving them man advantage. Almost every time. Like, because in this fight, like I said, even if I had killed this guy, I would have died immediately. It still would have been a 2v1, right? If I had, like, maybe... weird flare. If I had maybe, like I heard him there. I wish... Where's my teammate doing? Okay, he's still back there. That's okay. If I had waited for my teammate, maybe, if I had taken some shots and then, like, ran back instead of crouched and committed, then, like, it still would have been a 3v2, but, like, I think the only thing is that it would have been better than a 3v1 in that scenario, because the only thing that happens after this is that my teammate dies to the guy that comes out tons. And I think the only I wonder if the only reason why he dies. Let me check this real quick. He's just running to get to site because I'm already on site. Yeah. See, I think like it would have been way different, and he might have heard him running too, so that's why he peeked him like that. I think maybe it just would have been different in so many different ways if I had just stayed alive. You know, and I've been having a really big problem with that, because like I said, I've been having to play the entry fragger a lot, so it always feels like getting the kill is really the most important thing that I can do at that time. But especially when you're playing with randoms, where they don't care what they're doing, or they're playing casually, or they don't have a mic, or they're drunk, or whatever, and they're too scared to entry, they're too scared to walk any faster than shift, or they're too dumb and all they do is like run around constantly, So it puts this pressure on me, but it's like, okay, I feel like I'm trying maybe a little bit more than everybody else because I probably care a little bit more than everybody else. Especially just in the situations, I mean, where it's like people that seem like they're playing casually or whatever, they're drunk or whatever they're doing. I don't know. Like, yeah, like, it's like a Saturday night or something like that, and they're just having fun, and so then, like, when I get in the situation, it's like, okay, well, let me step up and let me do this. I kind of feel the same when I have to be the utility player, especially on Mirage, where it's like some people might know smokes, but then like, will they throw the smokes? That's usually the problem. And so you end up having to be the guy in a casual lobby for sure, but like let's say I'm practicing, like I want to practice everything, so I don't necessarily mean like, oh, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I wish the guys in the casual lobby would take things seriously. I just mean like, it almost feels like when you're playing in a casual lobby, it's like, oh, there's more of like a pressure to like do better, cause like this is like really good practice, I guess. Even this kill here, this guy's not even looking at me, and look at how I take this fight. This is what I mean. I'm just being bad here. But failed counter strafe. I'm crouched and I'm already moving. That was terrible. Did that take 15 shots to kill him? It did. 15 shots to get one headshot. How many times did I hit him? I hit him once. That was terrible. I either hit him once or twice there. I don't know. Oh wait, I can look. I can look on his thing. Yeah, I only hit him twice. Once was in the body and once was the headshot. That's so stupid. I don't know. I know this is kind of just like yap session, but I was just kind of thinking about like the idea of like giving yourself a chance to fight, and I think like there's a lot of simple things I can think about. Like if I were to play the game kind of more perfectly, if I were to counter strike correctly, if I were to just peek every angle, position myself perfectly, counter strike perfectly, had really good aim, all that stuff. I think if I did that, then maybe like that would cut down on some of my problems. But I think at the end as well, it's like if I'm not constantly trying to adapt to the situation that I'm in, then I'm probably just going to end up like being useless in a lot of ways. Like this game here, I don't know, like I got my util set, I'm on A, I'm just like, okay, throw the molly, make sure they don't come because they threw a flash and stuff, and I mean I let the flash hit my face, but throw the molly, if somebody's in there I throw a nade, alright, I'm just gonna assume nobody's there, let me rotate real quick, it looks like maybe my team saw him B, so let me look at, I don't know where I'm going, okay, let me go mid. Because there's two on cat and there's one on B. All right, I'll hold here, and then that's like I'm thinking about the game, probably fine enough, and maybe I'm making mistakes, but then when I get into the point where it really matters, is like that's where I'm failing. So well, did he throw that nade? Oh, he looked away too. I want to see it from his perspective. That was funny. Oh wow, he's in the thick of it. What was I saying though? Oh, it's like, yeah, look at this game. I mean, maybe I got some assists, sure, but my kills and my deaths, like, they could be better. And I think part of the problem is like, this is okay usually when I play with these guys. I have a, I guess it doesn't show it on here, but I usually have like a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a, not delay. What am I talking about? There's a ping difference. That's what I mean. There's a bit of a ping difference that I run into, unfortunately. So, which I feel like at the end of the day that shouldn't matter completely. I think, you know, if you're good, then it won't matter that much, and it's like not that big of a ping difference. So, that's the only thing I would say. But I got my rank after not playing for so long. Last season it wasn't. I don't have the badge for it or anything, but I was 18K. I think you can see it's 18K if I check this out. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's my peak rating. Okay, it was 18K. It's like, you see, I don't play Face It at all, so that was like, yeah, that was the last time I played. But yeah, I could be doing better, and it's just a shame that I'm not doing like what I'm doing well, because it's like I'm just not thinking enough about the game. But that's all I got for this video, I guess. Just let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about, like, what kind of headspace I guess you need to be in when it comes to giving yourself a chance to like fight and stuff. I don't know if anybody else has any problems with like overcommitting like I do, or if anybody runs into the problems of like being the guy that always feels like he has to be the aggressor and always feels like he has to entry frag. But it could just be a patience issue. I'm not sure, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are and stuff. Peace.